Hey guys, welcome to another Lunchtime review. Today I'm going to try this Oscar Mayer Scramblers. This one is the ham and Colby Jack. We bought these at Kroger. They were $2 a piece, and they're in like a little tub, like you'd have, you mix your stuff in. So this is the ham and Colby Jack Scramble kit. It is smoked ham, marbled Colby and Monterey Jack cheeses, and potatoes. It's 3 ounces or 85 grams. I think it's 85 grams. That's just for this particular container, not with the egg. So calories are 160 calories if you ate it just out of the container, but if you add the eggs, the 2 eggs you need, it's 300 calories. So you do need 2 eggs. I've got mine right here. Let me turn you down a little bit. So the directions are pretty straightforward. You'll need 2 large eggs, remove the lid and the pockets of the pouches from the cup, crack the 2 eggs into the cup, empty the contents of the pouches into the cup, stir until blended, and then you're on microwave at high for 40 seconds. Stir it and then do an additional 55. And it's really important that you do the 40, then stir in the 55, because if you don't, your eggs are not going to get fluffy. So you want to make sure you stir them up in between times. So let me see what it looks like. Turn it down a little bit more. Okay, so you get a pouch of cheese and a pouch of ham. Pull those apart, and you get a pouch of the potatoes. Quite a bit of potatoes, actually. So I'm going to dump my eggs in here. Nothing fancy, just two eggs, and then I'm just going to dump everything else in here. They do have a little corner you can pull apart, so that's nice. Okay, and the ham. It's more of the potatoes are really wet, so it's more of just getting them unstuck from the bag more than anything, and getting a good grip on the packages. I like the ham's a pretty decent sized chunk. I like that. Sure, get all of it out. Get out of there. There we go. And then the cheese. Not bad looking cheese. You can see the marbling in there. I'm going to dump all this in there. Okay, so you got a fork. I'm going to break up the yolk and just stir it up really good. Make sure everything's in the eggs. Yeah. So all this is microwaving. I'll probably rinse my fork off really quick because I don't want raw egg in there when I stir it. But yeah, there we go. It looks pretty well mixed up for me. If you really wanted to, you could like whip up the eggs a little bit beforehand, but I've never done that, so they tend to work out pretty good. So I'm gonna get this in the microwave. Ugh, slimy. I'm gonna get it in the microwave and I'll be back. All right, so here it is out of the microwave, and you can see it gets a little fluffy. I like to break them up though again, and it says to stir them anyway, but it does a really good job of getting that kind of into bite-sized pieces, like more scrambled eggs instead of like an omelet. Because if you leave it like it is, it's probably more like an omelet than a scramble. Make sure you get it off the bottom too. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna let this cool off for just long enough for me to get over to the table, and I'll be back. Okay, like I said, I wasn't going to give it a lot of time to cool off, but I did give it just a minute. Make sure I get the potatoes, eggs, and some of the ham. You just want it to fall off. And then the cheese is mixed in all through it, so can't particularly pick a piece of cheese, but I think it's all through there. Eggs are good and fluffy. I like the texture of the eggs. They're very they're not dense and or rubbery and like that. They're very fluffy. So I really like the eggs. I like the ham texture too. They're, like I said, they're kind of big hunks, so it has a nice texture to it. And it has a nice flavor to it. It tastes like almost like deli ham that you've got in kind of thick slice. what are they called? Ham steaks. I think that's what they're called, the really thick ones. If you were to chop that up really good and put them in eggs, that's what it tastes like. So texture-wise, I like everything about there. Even the potatoes are cooked pretty well. They're not mushy, but they're not hard either. They have a nice soft texture. So texture-wise, it's really nice. It really comes out well. I wish it had a little bit more cheese to it, where you got that, you get that texture, that stringy like cheese texture. I wish it had a little bit more cheese to do that, but it doesn't. So if you're looking forward to that amount of cheese, it doesn't have that much cheese, but it is nice. Flavor wise, I like the flavor of it. There's one component of it that kind of ruins it for me, and it's the potatoes. The potatoes are really, really strong. Like I'm eating a raw potato out of the field. Now I've brought it back in and I've just taken a bite out of it. That's kind of the flavor you get. It's a very, very raw potato flavor. And the bad thing is, pretty much any bite you take, you're gonna get some potato in. If you just get one piece of potato and then you get egg and ham, it's okay, it mixes pretty well. But if you get just like egg and a bunch of potato, you really get overpowered with the potato flavor. It's very like raw potato flavor. Like I said, it's cooked really well. So that's not the issue. It's just whatever potato and how they're cooking it really brings out the flavor of that potato. I don't know what it is. Something's really strong with the potato. So yeah, for that alone, it drops it down a little bit. I really wish they'd replace the potato. Don't give me potatoes. Give me like peppers and onions or something like that. The potato is just too strong for me. That being said, I do like it. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoy it. It's definitely nice to eat, and the calories, 300 calories with 2 eggs and all the stuff is not too awfully bad for the size bowl you get. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I might have given it a little bit higher if it had been, the potatoes hadn't been so strong, but as it is, I think it's still pretty decent. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.